Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be talking to you about why you should adopt rather than shop. So did you know that tons of animals are put down daily, and the big reason, cause of this, is because people are still shopping for animals and going to breeders instead of adopting those that are already in need of shelters. So first of all, there are so many animals that need a home already. According to ASPCA, there are 6.3 million animals that are in shelters right now. So I don't know if you noticed or if you visited any shelters or non-kill shelters, those kind. They are at capacity, not just with dogs, but with cats, guinea pigs, snakes. Although all these animals are being either discarded and given given up because they can't handle them anymore, or because they didn't want them. And even sometimes, in some cases I've seen when visiting, they were found because they were let out because the owner couldn't take care of them. The second reason is when you choose to shop over adopt, there are tons of problems that come with shopping for animals. Yes, you might get a really cool breed or crossbreed of something, but those animals aren't meant to be breeded with certain kinds of animals, like dogs. Some dogs shouldn't be bred with other types of dogs, and this causes very bad health issues for them, which ruins their quality of life. Bulldogs, there's a certain breed of bulldogs that I can't think of right now, but they have really bad health problems just because they kept getting bred over to have this certain look. But in the long run, it's hurting them, and vet bills are being very expensive to fix, which end up leading them back in shelters, which is another problem and adds to the problem. Another great reason on why I believe that you should adopt rather than shop is that you're making a big impact in an animal's life. Many of the animals that you find at shelters have had a rough life. Tons of the animals are then again kicked out. Either they've lost a parent or someone, the animals, and instead of a family member taking care of them, they end up in a shelter. Vet bills being too expensive could lead to an animal being in a shelter. Animal abuse is a really big one. A lot of the animals that end up in shelters are or have been abused in their past, which is really sad. In my personal experience, I know that, and I've witnessed my aunt's dog. She has a Great Dane that she got from a shelter, and she is afraid of men because in the past she was abused by men, which is awful, because I don't think no one or any animal or anything should be put through that. And then if you think about it, just to end up in a shelter where you are stuck in a cage for most of your day, because even though animal shelters do the best they can to take care of these animals and everything, there is no one there 24/7 to take care of each and to play with each and every animal, which is why they take volunteers, which is really also important to volunteer if you can, just so you can improve these animals' quality of life. The final reason why I believe that you should adopt rather than shop are shelters are at capacity. And I know with some shelters that they only hold animals for a certain amount of time before they euthanize them and put them down, because they have to make space for new animals coming in, or they get rid of the oldest animals by age first because the younger ones have longer to live, which is really sad if you think about it. If you would spend your whole life in a cage and just to end up getting put down because no one wanted you. I feel like that would be a really bad way to go, and like really sad. So going back to the other point, you'd be making a big impact in this animal's lives. But shelters are at capacity with all types of animals. I've seen it in the Humane Society. They are at their point right now with dogs, cats, rabbit, guinea pigs, any other animal you could like bring in. I've seen there, and they try to take in as much as they can so they can like help, but they can't like take in every animal, which is sad because most of the time they don't there, but some shelters do just put them down. And going back to that, so worldsanimalfoundation.org, there are 27 million animals put down a year due to them being over capacity and at carrying capacity. So to sum up why I think you should adopt and not shop, you could be making a huge impact in an animal's life, saving a life, and you could be like preventing future health problems to these animals because you're choosing not to shop and not to get a certain look of animal and just to have them there and like for what they are. And I think that's really important. So I would encourage you to go adopt a furry friend because they can make a huge impact in you can make a huge impact in their life, and you'll make a huge impact in their life.